So I've talked about this before on the main channel a lot, but I've said this over and over again, particularly the last few years, that people, particularly in Cavan, have to get more radical. What I mean by that is we have to be more extreme in how we express our views, etc., and be more vocal. Above all else, to be more vocal, because I think this attitude, and it's not just the Cavan attitude; it's across the country. Oh, sure, look, what can you do? We can do plenty. We can do plenty to annoy our local politicians or local councils to make their lives hell. That's what we can do plenty by doing that and to drive the establishment mad. And they drive the establishment to insanity, because that's what we have to do, unfortunately. Because the establishment just simply does not care about the people of Cavan, does not care about the people of Ireland, particularly if you're Irish. They hate Irish people with a passion. But let's be fair, if you drive them to fucking insanity, they unfortunately have to care. Like it or love it, but they would have to care. And I say this to people: don't be afraid to speak out. Don't be afraid to be extreme, because that's what you have to be. And if I was one in the morning for councillor, most likely I probably will for the next local authority election. I'm going to be the most radical person you could ever see, one for election in Cavan. Probably ever will, because we have to be radical. We have to be extreme. What I mean by that is the country's in a mess. Every majority of Cavan people, from young to old, are suffering dreadfully. While people from Timbuktu comes in here and gets things handed to them, and it's the simple truth. And you can call me extremist or far right or whatever you want to call me, but it's simply the truth that so many young Irish people like myself can't get anything, can't do anything, can't achieve anything, have no hope of achieving anything. Even if they work their arse off, they simply won't get anything. Even older people that worked all their lives, they're getting fucking nothing. They've been left on hospital trolleys. They've been fucked around the place by social welfare, by the state, etc., bus passes, etc. As if they get sick, they're left on trolleys, they're left to rot in their house. They can't even get into the hospitals in some cases because the ambulances are taking so long for them to get there. So it just goes to show you that the state is totally fucked. The whole system is fucked. The whole establishment is fucked. And the only way to really solve that, because they don't listen to negotiations, they don't listen to pleas and chat, we have to change this. The only way you can do it is by being extreme and fighting the system and terrifying the system, and collapsing the system by that regard. What I mean by that is to fighten the system, to make it shit itself, basically. And that's what you need to do, basically, because you talk about reforming the system, doing this and doing that, doing the other. Only goes so far, can only achieve so much. So that's why I said to the people, Cavan, please always be extreme, always say your views, always be upfront and said to what you want to say and what you take, and especially to your local councils, your local TDs, because this county, unfortunately, has gone to the dogs, and this country has gone to the dogs. And I think for too long now we said, oh, should look at what can you do? There's plenty you can do. You can drive them mad. And that's what I said, to reject the system, because the system is a curse. And James Connolly famously said that, and he was right in a way. It was 100 years later or so we found that out. The system, the Irish system, is a curse. Even though we got rid of the British system, but the British never left, they're still here. The royal courts of justice and all that we have in this country, the law society, the king's inn and all that, they never left. But yeah, the whole state is just fucked. And I say to the people, Cavan, always express their views, always be extreme, never be afraid to be called a name, never be afraid. For too long I sat there being afraid, and don't be afraid. That's what I say to people. If you ever anything to say, it's a simple thing to say, but do try and live your life like that, because at the end of the day, we're only here on a holiday, and it's worth fighting for. This country, this county is worth fighting for. And I say that to people, it is worth fighting for. We have such a history, of such a proud tradition in this county, of being from Cavan, and always will and always have been from Cavan. And we never will give up our identity, we never give up our country, we never give up our county, regardless of what they do. And that's just telling the establishment straight up, we won't do it, we won't accept it, we never will accept it. We'll never give up. And that's what I say to people, just never give up, never give in to this enemy that we call an Irish state, an Irish system. And I hate to say that, but the system is the enemy of the people. And it's simple as that, and as more we realise that, the more the people realise that the system itself is against the people. And that's just the simple truth. Thank you.